Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope you're well. It's Lou Martin here, and we're jumping on to do a little live tonight so that my dear friend and colleague and inspiration, Ingrid Turner, can join me, and we can do a bit of Q&A about our work together in her project that she started about a year ago, and it's called the Bhava Spiritual Mission. And there is Ingrid watching, of course. Okay, yes, but I don't have the add you to my camera thing, which is what I want. Ingrid, add, here we go. There we go. Okay, I think we've got it now. Yeah. So with the wonders of technology, there you are.
Sorry.
Hi.
I got no
Hi.
blowing up my phone. Hi, love.
Hi there. How are you, sweetheart?
Awesome. How are you?
Good. I'm good. We just had a great meeting, so we're all pumped up, aren't we?
No, boom, boom. I
E-
am.
Exactly,
I just went and
exactly.
did a little sun salutation to calm me down again.
Great, great, wonderful. So I see Brother Dwayne is there. It's very good. Betsy is here.
Hi, Dwayne.
Jeanette, Stephen, Charlotte, very good. So yeah, if we have our fellow Bava people on, I will definitely try to get you on as I can, and
Ooh,
you can
cool.
join the party. There's Inga. Um, yeah, so Ingrid, tell us about yourself and why we're chatting tonight. Let me have your introduction.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Charlotte. She loves seeing us together. Mwah. Love that woman. Um, so I am, I mean, my dues are I'm a psychic medium, I'm a spiritual channel, I'm an author, I am an energy healer. I've got the whole kind of the monikers that sort of a lot of people have. I guess what differentiates me, which is what we're talking about today, is the Bhava Spiritual Mission. This is the church that I started a little over a year ago, like you said, and I started it with the intention to teach people how to do what they do and to protect them in their work as well. So it's going from woo to practical. And as you know, it's a year-long program that you and I get to work on together. And I just have to say, oh my God, it's just been amazing since I started working with you on the ministry. This is great.
Thank you.
But so that's what I do is I do a lot of teaching now. I still do readings, I still do healings, but most of my time I find now is spent teaching, which is super gratifying. Um, what am I missing?
No, that's good. That's a good.
That's in a
You're
nutshell.
that's brilliant. That's a great start. So, what do people who are interested in? So we have our next module starting in April. Is that right? The next training.
Yeah. So I want to
What?
take an opportunity to go through, like, talk about what the Bava ministry is in a little more detail. And then, Lou, you chime in because you're in the thick of it. You're doing this last round with me. I mean, you and I working with Linda and Ian and Torsten and Celeste. And Linda, you are seriously awesome. And
Amazing,
yeah, so it's just,
amazing.
oh my God, it's been magical, magical. So basically, the reason I started a church, which is so not who I am, is because I got a visit from my spirit guide. His name is Mons, and he said, Ingrid, you need to start a church. And I said, nope, not going to happen. And he said, okay. And he went away. And then he came back a month or two later and he said, Ingrid, you need to start a church because you're going to teach people how to do what you do and you need to protect them. And that's when I kind of went, oh, wait, that makes sense. I remembered, wait, aren't ordained ministers protected? Don't they have some kind of legal protection, kind of like a therapist license? And then I got the message really clearly. It's not just about the woo, it's about the practical as well. Because I come from a background in marketing and technology. And so I'm really savvy in that area. And I'm savvy business wise. I'm a natural entrepreneur and I'm really deep in the woo and love what I do. And it's funny, a couple of years earlier, I had a reading from a woman, and this is so classic for really good readings. She said, her name's Iris Hawkins. She said,
Right?
Ingrid, I got this really strong intuitive hit, this message that you're going to be like starting a school and teaching people how to run a business with their light work. And I'm like, not going to happen. I don't want to go back there. So, but here I am. Here we are, right? So that's
Right.
when I started looking into starting a church in California. It was ridiculously easy to actually get a church started in California, and it was cheap, which was good because I didn't have any money. Well, no, I had money, but not as much as like it hadn't grown to that point. I hadn't really gotten into the swing of things with my work yet and really gotten settled into it. So I went along and I started this church, and then a couple months later, I started my first beta ministry. And now we're 3 groups in, and we're keeping the groups real small. But it's a year-long program. First 6 months of the program are all about the woo. It's all about digging deep. It's all about getting in there and pulling out those last tendrils of healing to really clear us out to be open to divine spirit, and about learning to connect with divine spirit and really figuring out what our gifts are. The second half of the year is moving into the practical. So it's how do you promote yourself? How do you talk about yourself? What do you need to do to start a business? What projects are you working on? Really building that structure, which I'm really good at, is building structure as one of my gifts. So that's the point of the Bhava ministry. And then at the end of that, they are ordained as a minister, and there's continuing support for anybody who wishes to stay connected to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. You maintain that ordination, and you have continuing mastermind support and spiritual support. Our group is just growing. I think we're up to 10 or 11 ministers now, from all over the world. I mean, Linda, you're in Australia, and then we've got Lou, you're in Ireland, and Torsten in Switzerland, and a handful of us in the States. And it's just, I mean, you can feel when I'm talking about it, this is so alive. And we just had our org meeting that we all talked about and had new ideas and new fresh energy injected into it. So that's what the ministry is. So what we do is we start a ministry group of 4 to 6 people. We think we can go up to 8, right? We're going to expand that a little bit,
I'm game.
because we've got a lot of interest in people asking.
Yeah.
So we start it every 3 months or so, or sorry, every 6 months or so, and then it's a
Yes.
year-long program. So we're kind of running 2 groups at the same time. Right now, we're running 3. I'm running 3. I'm finishing up the first group, which started in April. So they're gonna wrap up in April and get their ordination. And then you and I started our group in October, and that partnership has been so powerful. That's gonna wrap up next October. And then I actually started out of nowhere a women's. Okay. A women's ministry just local here where I am in Grass Valley, California, because I did a workshop and 5 women came and they all said, we want to do the ministry, and no, we don't want to wait, and we want to do it in person. And I was like, okay, so that's what we're doing. So we're just going with the flow of it. But that's the idea. That's it. Does that make sense?
Oh
Did
yeah.
I leave
No,
anything out?
no, I think that's a good start anyway. That's it's there's so
Yeah.
many you are brilliant in organization, and you are a dream to work with. And it's been one of the greatest gifts of my life to do this journey with you, my friend. So thank you so much. And what I want to, I guess, kind of shift to now is just the depth of healing and growth, and the breakthroughs that I've been privileged to see in the 4 students that we've shared together. It's beyond description. People are
Yeah.
really finding their power, deepening their connection to
Uh,
spirit, gaining more confidence about their gifts, expressing themselves more clearly, more powerfully, more passionately, and their lives are changing because of this great cocoon, really, Ingrid.
yeah.
That we have together, and I just want to say kind of how we do it. We do a group together on the Friday for about an hour and a half, a little more. And then we do on Monday, we do 4 one-to-one sessions with people. And, as they say in Ireland, between the jigs and the reels, it really does come alive. And even having
Yeah.
that energy on either side of people's weekend is pretty magical. But
Oh,
people,
yeah.
are really opening up to each other and opening up to themselves, and it's just so inspiring.
Yeah, the community that is developing with each of these groups, siloed, and then as a whole, as everybody's coming together and connecting from the different groups, is just magical and so supportive. It's like a safety net. It's like a big safety net I see forming. And the other thing I want to say is, you were talking about the one-on-one sessions and the group component. that group component is great for community building and keeping kind of a structure along as we go through our program. The one-on-ones is where it gets magical, because it makes the program completely individual. Wherever a person is at in their healing, in their journey, in their connection, that's where we start and expand from there. So it makes it completely individual for each person. And those are spirit-led, which I love, being able to just come in and move aside and let spirit come through. So it's
Yeah,
different all the time and different for every person.
yeah, yeah.
Linda,
Brilliant.
you're so right. Lou and I are the dream team. I feel that too. Lou, I mean, I've said this to you before, and I'll just say this very publicly. I have never worked with someone so seamlessly as I work with you. Oh my
Well,
God, it's such a joy.
likewise, my friend. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think we've been really truly blessed as well. I mean, I'm just getting to know the other ministers like we had on the chat there. But
Yeah.
I mean well, we've talked about this, Ingrid, how there's a divine timing about what we're a part of here with all of this together. And, we just had, as you said, a great conversation about how to really spread it out and make it more accessible to more people, with the idea of having a subscription into the classes and getting credits and things like this and moving up the levels. So
Yeah.
just, we're just thinking along how to create a bigger structure and form that serves more people, but which feels brilliant and wonderful, and thank you for that. But yeah, there's just, I know from 30 years of light work, that we're building momentum. That the last 30 years have really been, in many ways, especially these last few years, for many people, myself included, just a level of clarity about how important what we're learning is, and how valuable these gifts are, and to really nurture them and encourage them and believe in them and trust them and practice them. All of that makes
Yes.
life very different than what it has been in the past for all of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I always just say it is such an exciting time to be alive. We are on the bleeding edge of a huge, huge shift. Huge. And it's like you and me, Lou, um, we are, we're the machete in the jungle creating the path,
Right,
for everyone to come behind us. And that's what, it's not just the Bhava mission, just you and me, but everybody on the forefront now. The work that they're doing is blazing trails. And that's hard work, but oh so gratifying. Oh
right,
so
right,
fun.
right. And I'm just so grateful. Joseph Loving is here, and Nicole is here. Linda is here, as we
Joe and
mentioned.
Nikki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ron the Kare, who's a teacher that I know and respect very much. He's checking it
Oh,
out here.
beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Christine is here. Charlotte rather is here. So it's great to have all this support from everyone. Um, yeah. Um, where else do you want to take it? What else would you like to chat about here? Will I bring some of our friends on? Can I do that? Is that an idea?
Can we? Let's see.
Sure,
Raise your hand. Who
sure.
wants to come on?
Sure. Will I try Joseph?
Sure. Let's see
Okay.
if Joseph will come
All
on.
right. Let's see if I can add Joseph, because
Will I go away? I think you can only do one at a time, right?
oh, is that right? Oh, okay, you're
I don't
right.
know. Give
No,
it a try. Let's
no,
see what
no,
happens.
you are correct. You are correct. So we'll keep you in the pole position. We'll save this for a Zoom at another time.
Actually, that's a really good idea. We're always brainstorming. We'll get on Zoom with us and some of our ministers and talk about it and really get deep into it. That'll be really fun.
Yeah, because I think so. Because the stories that we have been a part of and we're witnessing, that's what really makes people understand what's happening, what's possible, what's available.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that really sums up the ministry part of what we're doing at the mission. And I think I'd like to keep it on topic, and we could do another video to talk about some other amazing and exciting things that we're doing together.
Sure.
But I want to say, if you feel, anybody who's watching, if you feel called to this, if this pulls at you, have a conversation with us, because we do have, we've already got some spots filled for the spring ministry. But if you feel pulled, I want you to talk to us, get in touch with Lou, get in touch with myself. let's see if this is a fit. And, I'm really big on an energetic match. And I never take it personally if it's not an energetic match for somebody. But if it feels like an energetic match and you're worried about, time commitments or cost or what is this going to do? Can I even do it? That's a lot of times a place where we go. I feel like that's resistance. When you're pulled towards something and then you go, oh, but there's all these reasons why it might not work out or won't work out. Just put those aside for a second and have a conversation. Because if it's an energetic match, it's going to work out. It's got to work out. We're going to get you on board.
Absolutely. Plus, we're always encouraging everyone. So I will use this opportunity to ask the universe for help and guidance with what you want to achieve and what you want to create.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I quoted this to you. If we want to do it, we'll find a way. If we don't want to do it, we'll make an excuse. So
Yes.
And what I want to say also is because Ingrid and I we have so much in common. Despite the differences, it's such a delight. The first time we connected with each other through our friend Ian Morris. I have to tell this story, if it's okay. Yeah. All right. So Ingrid, I did this 2-hour session with Ingrid, which she was kind enough to put up with. And then she had to go lie down for a while and recover. And then she turned around and did an amazing session on me as well. And we both went like, wow, you are really good at what you do.
Yes, you. That's right.
Yeah. So that was where it started. And then I think it was 6 months or maybe a little bit longer later when you invited me to be a part of this. And I just want to say, you did not grow up in a religious background.
Nope.
I did, and living here in Ireland, of course, it's very traditional and religious culture. So Bhava is nothing like the religions that we all think of.
No.
It's much more a spiritual family, and it's my favorite word. One more time, favorite word: organic. It has a life of its own. Thank you. I snuck it in. It has a life of its own.
Yeah.
And, we really are about the love, the service, the miracles, the inspiration, the healing. And, we want to invite people to come on this journey with us who really feel called to be of service, to really commit their life to being of service, and to really get confident in their gifts, and to start to meet other people that are on the same path and can support each other. So.
Yes, 100%. I mean, the ministry itself is for people who are ready to fully integrate their entire lives in partnership with spirit. From sun up to sundown, when they're sleeping, their livelihood, everything becomes spiritual practice. That's what the ministry is for. And that's a good point you make about the Bhava Spiritual Mission. The Bhava Spiritual Mission is an organization. It's set up as a church for very practical reasons. It's to help provide protection to people doing spiritual work and people who train with us to do spiritual work. Because, let's be honest, psychic mediums, channelers, spiritual guides, there's no real oversight out there like there would be for a therapist or even a massage therapist, and in some ways we like that because it gives us freedom. It gives us freedom of expression. On the other hand, you can run into some sticky situations and people have had really challenging experiences with people purporting themselves to be spiritual or psychic mediums or, just not really staying in integrity. What we aim to do is create enough oversight to keep that integrity in line, but allow enough freedoms for spiritual expansion. So the Bhava Spiritual Mission is by no means a religion. It's a spiritual community, an organization for very practical purposes. And what we have on the front page of the website, we embrace the dogma of no dogma. Literally any walk of life is welcome in the Bhava Spiritual Mission. Creation is big enough for all of it. That's how we feel. Lou and I, we very much are aligned in our spirituality, but there's going to be places where we don't meet, and that's okay. Nobody has to change or be wrong. It's about this is your truth, and it helps you expand into divine spirit. It doesn't me. take what resonates with you, discard the rest. And we say that over and over and over and over again. And I
Right.
think the word church can be kind of triggering for people, and it can put people off really quickly. And I
Yeah.
really understand that. I mean, I don't viscerally understand that because I didn't grow up that way. I grew up a good pagan girl, but I intellectually understand that that can be hard for people. There's a lot of trauma around religious upbringing and upbringing in the church that some people experience.
Oh yeah, hun. I did 5 years of groups here in Ireland, and would do, the circle like you were talking about in your meeting there on Sunday. Did the circle
Yeah.
with the chairs and readings and cards and all that. And every time people wanted to share, they felt compelled that they had to tell me that they grew up in the Catholic religion. I'm like, well, really? Oh, well, you're the only one. uh, and so it's we don't know how unconscious some of this stuff is, to
Yes.
follow your point. And I also know that there's a lot of people that I've met here that simply can't use the word God anymore because it's far
Yeah.
too, it's too toxic, it's too triggering, there's too much pain associated with it. But yeah, like you're saying, I mean, this is what I was sharing about having been a part of Agape in LA, which was answered
Yeah.
prayer for me, because it was multi-ethnic, multi-traditional, open-ended, loving spirit in all forms, and celebrating the good in people and bringing it forward. And it was just like it took spirituality to a whole other level that I'd never seen in any organized religion before. And
Yeah.
so I know, like you said, we're the tip of the spear, or the leading edge of thoughts, as Abraham likes to say. I have to sneak a little Abraham in there.
Always. This is
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and yeah, it's just I want to say also about the momentum that is building with the Bhava work. I mean, we had about a dozen people on the call a little while ago talking about the organization and discussing new ideas and new plans, etc. So it's at a really nice place right now, where it's just beginning to
Yeah.
to really have some powerful momentum. So I'm so excited for
Yes.
what's next.
Me too. Oh
Good.
gosh, me too.
Yeah.
And thank you, Lou, for being a part of it. You mean so much to me.
Love you madly,
That's
sweetie.
lovely.
I'm delighted. Yeah.
All right.
A
Did
pleasure.
anybody have any questions? Do we have any comments coming with people asking questions? What is it? What are you talking about? Tell us about this or that. I see a lot of love out there. I
A
like
lot of love.
that.
Well, Linda McLeod says a great privilege to walk with you guys. Joseph says he'll jump on next time. Linda likes a Zoom, would be good. Charlotte says, awesome, folks. Love every minute spent with you all. Linda says again, Bhava is all about souls, supporting, uplifting, loving hearts.
Oh,
Yeah,
completely.
right. Brilliant.
You know,
Yeah.
the other thing that I'll say about Bhava is about supporting the next wave of spiritual leaders. We
Mm.
are about lifting you up. We're not about, we don't, I don't think, I don't feel this way, and I know you don't feel this way, Lou. We don't want acolytes, we don't want followers, we don't want, it's not what we want. We want you out there shining your light as bright as possible. I love that.
Yes.
And I'll talk about we just started doing Sunday services in Grass Valley where I am, and we're doing them every other week. And we're doing a panel format where we have a few ministers sitting up there answering questions about a topic and tuning in to spirit and giving answers. Um, and it's just to watch. For me, I got to be like a little host up here, and host the panel and ask questions. And
Yeah.
just watching this group of ministers tap in and tap in so deeply, even with people staring at them, they tapped in and they shared it and they got in the zone. And the expansion, the heart expansion that they got to experience, and then being able to witness that and see them shine so bright in their light. I mean, that's what gets me off. The
Yeah.
truth be told. I mean, sure,
Sure.
who doesn't like attention and a little spotlight? But um,
Yeah.
it's really special to see that, and to see people stepping into their power and being all that they can be. It's magic.
Right, right. It is. It is truly magic. Rebecca, it's not about where you live, my friend. Yes, it would be nice. You could go in person, but Bava is 90% at this point online, I would say.
Yeah, Rebecca, we're going to start streaming our services. And if you want to do more and know more about the Bhava mission, get in touch with me and Lou. There's a lot of stuff going on, and there's more coming too, which we were talking about, which we're going to refrain from talking about specifically in this session, but
A
we
little
will
teaser,
talk.
a little appetizer.
There's more.
Yes, preview of coming attractions, as I like to say.
Yes. Yeah,
Brilliant,
yeah, yeah.
brilliant.
Inga,
Well,
yes, you're right. We all do bring something of value. And Inga, that makes me it's so interesting to say your name, because when I was a kid, people used to call me Inga. So I've got a little bit of a trip up there. But you know, when we that's why so many people are waking up right now. And I always say we are all needed because we all connect to the same source. We all bring through essentially the same message, but we bring it through a different filter. It through our own filter, our own experience, and so different people connect with different people. Lou can't connect with everyone on the planet. I can't connect with everyone on the planet, but there are people, Inga, that you can connect with, who you can connect with, who Lou and I can't touch. And that's why I love the numbers and the growing that we're doing, because you know, it's just that many more people who we're able to really connect with. I mean, some great examples are Torsten is one of our ministers, and he's over in Switzerland, and he's, you know, he's like a almost like the Swiss. It's a very different subset. He's going to be able to bring the message of divine spirit to people who can hook in with that Martian warrior mentality, maybe that we don't so much. So
yeah,
it's very,
yeah.
it's very cool. I hope Torsten doesn't mind me picking on him. I don't
Uh,
think he will.
he's proud of it, I'm sure. I'm sure he's loving it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, sweetheart, it's a brilliant point you're making. You know, because this is it. You know, everyone has their own way of opening up to spirit, and you know, what we all strive to do and to be is to inspire each other, and you know, to help to create a safe and loving space where people can listen, trust, and follow their inner guidance, and know that
Hmm.
their truth. You know, if it is their truth, they can trust that and act on that and follow that. And
Yes.
when we you know, when we get lost in the mind, the world, confusion, competition, comparison, all that, you know, the world. You know, we're restarting the Course in Miracles this month on my morning
Ooh.
prayers. Yeah, and the world is, you know, whatever projection we put out there for it. So, I mean, again, like
Yeah.
we've said here, we're so blessed, my friend, that we have such gifted people coming to us to do this kind of work and to get these kinds of experiences and to create this community together. Really, it is a community. And,
Hmm.
you know, we have the technology, we have the means to do this, which is extraordinary. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
What a
getting
world.
more and more exciting every week.
It really is. Every day, every minute. It's just, oh, it's a good time to be alive. I love being alive.
Me too, hon. Me too. Uh,
Oh, well,
well,
I feel really good. I feel like we talked about our ministry and the mission. And if nobody has questions, or if they have questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But I don't want to, you know, kind of beat a dead horse.
yeah, no, that's perfect. That's great timing. Where aside from finding us on Facebook, do we want to send them to the Facebook Bhava page?
Yeah. So
Is that a
Bhava's on Facebook, Bhava
yeah?
Spiritual Mission. We're also on Instagram, Bhava Mission. And then the website is a really good place to look, bhavamission.org. That's BHAVA mission, MISSION.org. And you can contact us from that page and take a look and see if it pulls at you and resonates. And of course, you know, I mean, everything's always a work in progress. So if you have any questions or any comments or any feedback, let us know. We're always trying to make it better and
That,
more accessible and user friendly.
absolutely, sweetheart. And tell us what Bhava means.
Oh, bhava means love without object, or it's Sanskrit. So it's one of the meanings for bhava. There are several meanings, but the meaning that I associated with is love without object. So just the feeling of love with nothing attached to it.
Brilliant, sweetie. That's the perfect note to end on. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
Thank you,
Much
Lou. I
love.
love you. I'll
Love
talk
you
to you
too.
soon. Okay.
Okay.
Mwah. Bye.
Peace. Thank you, everyone. Peace.